Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's another video from your brother Anwar Ali here on Conscious Reminders. Um, I wanted to talk about baby steps. Not babies, taking steps, which would be nice to be a parent, and see your babies walk for the first time. But baby steps in this deen, bidnillah ta'ala. There's a lot of people who start practicing, and subhanallah, even people who come into Islam and they hit the ground running hard, right? Um, but unfortunately, as great as that sounds, they end up um, burning themselves out. Uh, when I started practicing around 10 years ago, alhamdulillah, Allah granted me guidance and hidayah. What I ended up doing, hang on, put this thing down. I almost burnt myself out. What does that mean? Like I wanted to study everything, I wanted to know, I wanted to read all the books of Bukhari and Muslim and Tirmidhi rahimahullah. I wanted to do everything, subhanallah. But in the process, in the first few years of practicing, I neglected the basics of this deen. I neglected learning to read the Quran. I neglected learning to memorize the Quran. I neglected to to understand the deen from the scholars. I don't know if you guys have ever been to an Islamic bookshop, but for someone who really loves Islam and loves their deen, it's like a candy store. It's a sweet shop. You go in there and you see all these sort of bookshelves and all these beautiful covers and hardbacks and small books and large books and all these books written by Ibn this and Abu that and that. It's crazy, subhanallah. And you got these huge massive boxes of volumes of books, and you're like, wow, all this knowledge. And there's a book about the medicines of the Prophet, there's a book about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and there's a series on the lives of the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, and there's a series of books on how to be a good husband, there's a series on how to raise your kids. There's just so much information out there about Islam. So I just wanted to quickly make a video about baby steps. I wanted to say, yes, mashallah, the path to seeking knowledge about Islam is beautiful, but it can be very congested if it's not done properly. Unfortunately, it can be destructive sometimes if you don't sort of pace yourself. So what do I mean by that? Like, for instance, imagine someone who loves to study, right? Studying the history of Islam, but they unfortunately neglect their salah. It becomes pointless. Your salah is fard, which means compulsory. It means that you are not a Muslim if you don't pray your salah, subhanallah. So get your basics on lock, okay? Get the things that keep you within Islam, get that stuff on lock, inshallah. So just take it easy, bidnillah ta'ala. What I would suggest for anyone who's starting out to study the deen properly is get the 5 pillars of Islam. Okay, maybe watch a lecture on what is the 5 pillars of Islam. Obviously, we know anyone who's into Islam, who is a Muslim, they know. You got the Shahada, you got your Salah, subhanallah. You've got your fasting, subhanallah, month of Ramadan. You got your Zakat, subhanallah, and you got Hajj, your Hajj. Allahu Akbar. But what I mean is, what is the virtues of each pillar? How is each pillar understood by the Sahaba radiallahu anhum? And when you study each pillar properly, wallahi, it sort of elevates you, like you become enlightened. Subhanallah. Hang on. Yeah. Subhanallah, you become enlightened. So study the basics of the deen, and once you've sort of understood the basic of Islam and your feet is grounded within Islam, and you're you have a sound understanding of what does the Shahada mean, what is Salah, how to pray your Salah properly, subhanallah. Fasting is very important, to understand how to fast, because fasting isn't just limited to Ramadan. There's many sunans of fasting, subhanallah, and I'd love to go through them here in this video, but it's just too many. I want to keep this short. Zakat, not just zakat, but sadaqah as well. charity, subhanallah, not just the obligatory charity, but also, subhanallah, the non-obligatory ones. What is charity? Like, subhanallah, did you know that smiling at someone is a charity? Showing kindness is an act of charity. It's not just about wealth, subhanallah. If you find something dangerous on the street and you move it out of the way so it doesn't harm others, that's a form of charity. So when you study these pillars in depth, again, it enlightens you as a Muslim. It heightens your iman, subhanallah, and your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So once you got those on lock and your understanding of the basics of Islam, the 5 pillars of Islam, understand it, learn it, then I would suggest that you go and study the life of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. There's a beautiful sheikh called Sheikh Anwar al-Awlaki rahimahullah. He's an American citizen. He's passed away now, ethnically from Yemen. And I would say he's made the best video series on the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, broken into two parts. One about the Meccan series where he was in Mecca, and then when he went to Medina, and it's amazing, subhanallah. So YouTube that, inshallah ta'ala. So once you've got your basics on lock, go and study the life of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because not only would you would know about him, because how do you love someone if you don't know them? So the more you know about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the more you will love him. Study about his life, and then from there you will know where to go from there, because once you know him, you'll know Islam. Subhanallah. Jazakumullah khair. Again, like I said, I wanted to keep this short. Baby steps. Don't burn yourselves out. Okay, Islam is beautiful. Obviously, Allah knows best how long we have in this life, but it's pointless sort of burning yourself out so quickly before you've even gotten anywhere. Yeah, I hope this video has helped you in some way. Subhanallah, please like the video, subscribe for more videos, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. Yeah, jazakumullah khair. Until next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.